All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
This is the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Good morning. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor.
And
hello.
Hello. How are you today?
Very good. How are you?
Good. How was your trip up here?
Oh, very nice.
Oh,
uneventful,
yeah, that's
quiet.
Good. That's what we like.
Little traffic on Kaiser, but that's usual, right?
Yep.
Lois T. Martin calling in from the Catskills, our numerologist. Hello. How are you today?
Hi, how are you doing? How are you both doing today?
Very good.
We're doing well. Thank you for asking,
Great.
Lois. We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m. We cover many real estate topics, and today it's numerology. It's a fascinating topic. We have a full-time real estate office with many relentless realtors who've been guiding, assisting, and advising clients in real estate matters for 50 years.
50 years. Wow. During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you go to jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab. We have a new webcam up on the roof, and you can see what's going on at Dunmore Corners. Rain, snow, hail, sleet, whatever.
Don't say snow. Look us up on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest. View our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobile-friendly jruddy.com, jruddy.com. And on that radio tab, there's also a list of all the popular podcast apps that you can catch our radio show on. So when you're out for a walk and you have your phone, give us a listen. Lois T. Martin, numerologist, calling in from the Catskills. You have your own radio show Monday evenings at, did you say 7 p.m.?
7 p.m. Eastern Time on Blog Talk Radio, and the name of the show is I've Got Your Number. How appropriate is that?
I love it. So you're a numerologist for how long?
45 years. I'm 29. You could do the math, but I'm 45 years. Yeah, I'm doing it a long time.
Everything around us is a number, and the letters in the alphabet even reduced to numbers. So everything we do is there's the spiritual side of a number. It's the spirits talking to us. So if we see numbers over and over again, there's usually a message, correct?
Absolutely. We could find. I find people always approach me and ask me. I'm always seeing certain numbers, particularly the numbers 111, or I'm seeing 222, and I don't know what it means. Are they angels, or is it a sign from my loved ones and all? So, the numbers will constantly, repeat. I could give you a breakdown a little bit when you see repeated numbers if you would like.
Okay, maybe a little bit later. I want to talk about numerology and helping someone. We talked last week about addresses and when the numbers reduce to that single digit, when you add up the numbers in an address and then reduce it to the single digit, what that means. Today I want to talk about, say, zip codes or pricing a home. Are there any tips or tricks regarding that? And dates of birth and anniversary dates, do they all play? I can't tell you how many times I've sat down, reviewed an offer with the seller, and it just so happens to be my seller's mother's birthday or like significant dates. And they feel right about the contract as a result of that. Do you want to talk about something like that, please?
In my experience, first, let me start. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything is perfect timing. We call it God's timing is perfect, but everything is timing. And when you are doing a figuring of a client and it comes out to be this person's mother's birthday, first of all, I would definitely look at it that the mother is definitely with them and letting them know how happy she is that this adventure that they'd be entering is very good for them. And I feel that when you're looking at certain dates, anniversaries, or numbers, and they keep coming up, they're definitely signs from either your spirit team and or from the other side, loved ones, And it's just not a coincidence. But just because you have, a mother's date of birth or the figure is just right. I mean, if I'm offering a house at 190, say, all right, that's a 10. 1 and 9 is 10. And then they want to give me an offer for 170, and that's an 8. I'm going to look at the comparison there. I'm not looking at the dollar figure. I'm looking at the numbers of the 1 and the 9 and the 1 and the 7. And if it's a complimentary to these people what their names are, which I don't know offhand, but I would like to see if that is compatible. You made a mention about zip codes. Zip code is an area. Zip code is postal. There's not too much we could do to change a zip code. Not too much you could change the street address, the street name, which is kind of like what kind of people gather in this community on this block, so to speak. But the number of the house, like we spoke of before, is very important at how it would resonate to somebody. And, so the signs are there from the mother, from whomever, anniversary, birthdays, even when a loved one passed over, because they're in the afterlife and they're fine, they're healed, they're good.
Yes.
They only want to see our happiness.
Okay. So how about when sellers price a home? Are there any tips or tricks there from a numerologist standpoint?
Again, a seller pricing the home. Again, it depends on that individual and where they are standing in their mind frame and the money that they might be requiring, needing, a must. Do they really want to get rid of the house? A lot of people want to sell, but they really don't want to sell.
You got that right.
They think they do. And I know that's been that for whatever reason, psychologically, they're not ready.
Psychologically, they are not ready. And so, I think it's very hard for me to turn around and give you a specific answer, not knowing exactly the transition that they are going through by their date of birth or the changes that they're going through. But I believe that the seller and the buyer and the people that come to see the home is not a coincidence. Everybody has a connection here.
Okay, how about buyers? So in this market, buyers are getting outbid. And so they're trying to make their offer the best and most unique. They might feel that it's through the purchase price, the escrow deposit, the different terms that they waive. However, is there a way that they can make a perfect offer, beat everybody else out, based on not only the address number, but the offer number? Is there any mystical, magical way to come up with a perfect number there?
No. No. In my opinion, no.
Okay.
No. Again, I'm going to say everything is perfect timing. Everything is perfectly aligned. And if it's going to go through, it's going to resonate to the seller, to the buyer, to the real estate agent, to the lawyers. Everybody's going to have a play into the football field here, and it'll be a winning game.
Yeah, everybody's looking for an edge these days. So
we had one guy who was he sold a couple of houses through us, and every time he sold a house, he always wanted to put a funky price on the house. It would be like 174,554. It would be really something.
It was his thing.
It was his thing.
Yes.
Right, and that's pretty catchy because that's what people, oh, wow, that's pretty interesting. Okay, but that's his way. See, that was his character. That's his personality, and it works for him.
It did.
Or it could work for him. It did.
It did.
Yeah, it works for him. Now, if you tried it, it wouldn't work for you.
I'm not selling anything, so... are we selling anything, Jackie?
Not cars. We're selling cars.
We're selling cars. No, we're not.
Yeah, we're selling lots
She's
of cars.
misinformed. We're not selling any cars. No, she's wrong.
An often question that I am asked is that if you have a house number, let's say 1144-34, do I add the 34? Absolutely. But you never add the street or the road. You don't add that in addition. So in other words, it's that address, street, road, avenue, that is not necessary for calculation.
All right. So I lived on 10th Avenue. We don't put that in.
Yeah, I don't need the avenue.
Okay.
How about if you have 35 Conch 218 Road?
I have to add that all together.
Aha.
Oh. Okay.
I have to add everything in that. Absolutely.
I see. Okay. Because there's some addresses like that in New York that I noticed, and it's kind of weird. So you add all of those numbers together.
You have to add them all in. Absolutely. That's the same on a birth certificate. We take the name that's on the birth certificate. We don't add junior, senior, third, second. We just use the name that's on the birth certificate, even if it's misspelled.
Oh.
All right, getting back to numbers and seeing them over and over again, I do see, I get a good feeling when I see certain numbers. When I look at a clock, 11:11, 1:11, I like to see those numbers. I get a positive feeling. I, however, see the number 9/11 constantly, every day, all day long. I see this number. I get a text at 9/11. I get an email at 9/11. 9/11 impacted our lives because Pat was active duty New York City fireman at the time. 9/11 devastated us. I mean, it could have been more devastating. Thank God we didn't have, loss of life with my husband, but we did have loss of friends, and it just ruled our lives for many, many, many years. So when I see that number, terror reigns, and I think it's my thinking, but I don't know why I have to see this number over and over again.
Well, 9/11 in the significance, of course, of the tragedy of what happened, but 9/11 is the code of health. And either you're consciously or unconsciously, you could be saying, help, I need help here. I don't know what to do. I'm scattered all over the place. I need help. So the 911 could be coming in and saying, hey, we're here to help you. Will you stay quiet enough so we could help you so you could hear us? So it very well could be, your message is coming from the other side. And so the 9/11, yes, everybody right away is going to target on what that had happened on that date. But 9/11, dial 911 if you need help. And that's what I think you're doing.
Aha, I see. Okay. And what about the numbers 222-333?
The 222 is about, when you see it, the sign, the info coming to you is about having faith and trust. Okay, and it's a sign of abundance. And the 333 is express your truth. Express what it is that you feel, write it, yell it, scream it, sing it, but express it. And these are all master ascendants that are coming through to help you. And they come through different levels. It doesn't have to be a triplicate of the same number. It could be, like you said, 911. It could be 807. It could be 1047. Whatever it is, it could be a year. You could say, oh, my God, I keep seeing 1047. That was the month and year I was born. Well, maybe that's your special guide. They come in to say hello. So it's not necessary just to see triplicates. If you do see the fours, the 444, it's about divine healing. It's about prayers and being heard and being open. Fours do not like to make change. But then if you see 555, it's about change. Oh, my God, my whole life is changing. I met someone. I'm moving. I have a new job. I got fired. My whole life is turning upside down. 5 is about change. 6 is about people who are stuck in the old patterns. And they need to be open to new ones. 6 is homebody. They're very protective of a home. You can never tell a person who has 6s that their kids are bad because they will bop you so hard, but they could tell you their kid is bad, but you don't say nothing. The number 7, if you see 777, wow, that's a very spiritual master combination, and that obviously on some plan you are on a very spiritual journey for yourself, for the soul, spirit, emotional, and physical to realign. And if you have the 888, it's about career and relationships. And if you have the 999, it's about, listen, if you like it or not, you better clean out your closets. You got too much clutter. And be more humanitarian and non-judgmental to people.
Okay.
So there are so many different combinations, but the most popular is the 111, 222s, 333s. And now people are telling me they see 1212. 1212 is coming in very big. And the 12 deals with things come in threes. 1 and 2 is 3. 1 and 2 is 3. So we could see a lot of repetitive patterns.
I often say that. You know, if things happen in threes. I've always noticed
Always.
Yeah.
You're a big 3 is a big number.
Yeah, 3 is a huge number for me.
3 is. And another thing for people out there in real estate or in business, the number 3 is a half of the shape of a number 8.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we could have a number 3 person who likes to talk. They could really sell a tree to the ground, okay? I mean, there's no question about it. They could talk. And behind them is about making money. So their talk could be cheap. You got to be very careful where a 3 is coming from their jabbering, because it could be all about greed.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So no one really gets over on you, right? Ever.
Oh, no. I have my lessons too, believe me.
Okay. And I'm gonna ask a question, Lois, that I'm sure many listeners have already thought of. As a numerologist, are you able to give us the winning lottery numbers?
As a very intelligent woman that you are, I'm going to let you answer that question all by yourself.
Well, you got to try.
Well,
you got to try.
I had to give our listeners, the inside scoop. But, you could tell me on break, because we're headed towards a break. Before we go, Pat, would you like to review a listing?
Yes, we have an investor's dream. It's a 2-unit, a duplex at 216 Elizabeth Street in Dunmore for only $119,000. This building has 2 one-bedroom apartments and is in move-in condition. The taxes are only $1,400 a year, and it has a very good rental history. It sits on a very manageable 45 by 50 lot. It's got a covered front porch. The second floor unit comes partially furnished, and both units have newer appliances, and the roof is only 2 years old. That's a move-in condition 2-family home at 216 Elizabeth Street in Dunmore for only $119,000, and that's listed by Carrie Thompson of our office.
Thank you, Pat. Before we go to break, Lois T. Martin, can you please give us your contact information if anybody wants to reach out to you, please?
Sure. Thank you. You can reach me either on Facebook or by my website at Lois T. Martin, or you could email me at numberpsychic@yahoo.com.
And you have a radio show that you air every Monday night at 7 p.m., right?
Eastern Time. It's on Blog Talk Radio, and the show is called I've Got Your Number.
Nice. Okay. And interesting topics and guests, correct?
All variations, from mediums to palmists to reflexologists, numerologists, astrologers. I have them all. Yes, it's a great show.
Great show. Stay with the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21, Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM. The Talker. We'll be right back.
Who are Century 21 agents? They're high-tech gizmo-packing problem solvers with an appetite for getting things done. They know the best places to buy a home, to sell a home, and to find antiques, if you're into that kind of thing. They're weatherproof, foolproof, and proof positive that smart people doing good work can make big things happen for great folks like you. Oh, and there's one nearby. This is who they are. This is what they do. Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hi, this is Jackie Ruddy from Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Is real estate on your mind? It's on ours 24/7. Whether you're buying, selling, investing, or in need of an appraisal, you have questions, we have answers.
Thinking of buying or selling a house and have questions? Tune in to the Real Estate Roundtable, hosted by locally owned and operated Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on Saturday mornings at 11 and Sunday mornings at 11:30.
Call 570-344-6724.
or visit jruddy.com. That's JRUDDY.com. We're back with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor.
And we're back.
We're back with Lois T. Martin. Thank you so much calling in from the Catskills, our numerologist. We're having 2 weeks of fascinating discussion with you. The world in the universe, everything around us is based on numbers. And people can get in trouble with these because, sometimes people want to predict things based on numbers, birth dates, home addresses, the month, and anniversary dates. Or they want to, as I asked right before break, the winning lottery numbers. But it's really not meant for that, right?
Oh, absolutely not. The intent, for me, the way I was taught many years ago, right from the beginning, there are rules. And the rule number one is you never use this for gambling purposes. So that's one of the most popular questions. You have the lottery numbers, you have horse racing numbers. No, I don't even touch that.
No.
Don't even touch it.
Right. So I have an article here, which is great timing. Pennsylvania Association of Realtors came out with an article recently, and it talks about how Adam, which is a real estate data company, came out with a report that says that October is the best time to close for buyers. So buyers who close in October have the lowest premium of any month throughout the year, and a premium is an amount paid for real estate above the expected prevailing price. So October coming in at the lowest premium, and following October, December is also a low premium month. And they actually, Lois, came down to a day that's the best, where the buyer historically saved the most money. That date is December 5th. And December 5th is tomorrow. And it's also the day that my father passed away. It was December 5th, 2009, 12 years. So that date really spoke to me. But then followed by December 5th, the lower premium date is December 26th. And I have to laugh at that date because try to find an attorney to get a house to
close on a house on December 26th.
Not happening.
No, they're still closed from Christmas.
Yes. And then that's followed by January 6th. So this data company comes up with this information about the actual dates that are good for buyers to close, compared to, say, May, in which buyers pay at least a 15% premium. So people ask us, when's the best time to buy? When's the best time to sell? Well, obviously the best time to sell is in the springtime, right? And then the best time to buy is in the October to December months.
Well, I could speak for October. October is the 10th month. October is a very special month with the 1 and the 0 because 10 means rebirth, new beginnings, new options, new opportunities that come. So October is very specific. And October, for everybody, is a preview month of what we may encounter or experience for the upcoming year. So October is like watching the TV, and they're showing you all the upcoming new TV shows. So it's a preview month of what could be coming in as your experience in 22. The December dates that you're giving, and the 12 with your dad passing and so forth, and that how it resonates to you, okay, that's how it resonates to you. How these people come up with these figures is very hard for me to tell you how they came up with it. December, the number 12 deals with the past, the present, and the future. And things come in threes. And it sounds good, but it's right before holidays. If people could do it before weather, before whatever, if it works for them, that is great. As I said earlier, everybody has to be on board. Everybody's got to be everybody's energy, everybody's frequency is going to be perfectly timed for all of this to come about. And that's even saying, like, if you're at a closing, but the lawyer couldn't make it, so he sent somebody else. That other somebody else was supposed to be there. Nothing is by a coincidence. So it's all about energy. You also kept using the word predict. I don't predict. In many of the years I've been doing this, I very seldom will say I predict. I project, because everybody here has a free will. Everybody could do as they please if they really understand free will, even though people say I don't have that, but you do. So December, May is the number 5. It's the 5 month. I said 5 is about change. I don't care what you want to label May to be, May flowers, maypole. May deals with change, and it's the preparation for summer. And June would be a great deal where people are waiting for their kids to get out of school so they could move and they could get into a new home before school starts for them for the fall. So I could see all of this coinciding with certain numbers in accordance, but it doesn't mean it works for everybody, because it works with their personal numbers. And I didn't go into it before. I don't have much time, but what we do is I would know your personal year number. I would figure out what your personal year is for 21 or 22, and I would be able to tell you what, or project to you to tell you, this month may not be a great month to sign papers. Why? There are planets, there are movement in the sky that also affects numbers. And astrology is based on a lot of numbers, on degrees. And at one time, numerology and astrology were one science. So it's just not picking one thing out and saying, oh, that's it. But I can't understand why they may be going with 12 and 10 and 5 and so forth, but not to lay it down on paper and say, yeah, I'd swear by it. Nope.
Lois T. Martin, numerologist, calling in from the Catskills. Can we have your contact information, please?
Sure. You could just look me up on Facebook at Lois T. Martin. My website's the same, Lois T. Martin. Or you could email me at numberpsychic@yahoo.com.
And you have a blog talk radio show Monday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called I've Got Your Number. Very catchy.
That's right.
Love it.
Yep. And I hope you'll join us. It's international and national, and we have all walks of all kinds of wonderful professions, mediums, tarotists, palmists, reflexologists. We range from numbers to stars and planets. And join us. It's a fun night. It's a fun night.
Thank you, Lois. We appreciated your time last week and this week. We have excellent shows here, and I love talking about this numerology with you. You know your stuff.
Thank you so much, and thank you for Patrick, and it was wonderful. Everybody stay well, stay safe, and remember, I've got your number.
All right. Thank you, Lois.
Okay. Take care now.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
We have a gorgeous 4-bedroom, 4-bath home at 2014 North Washington Avenue in Scranton for $279,000. This wonderful home has just been renovated with a new kitchen and appliances. It's got new baths and an open floor plan. It has amazing hardwood floors, a stone fireplace, a new master bedroom suite with a huge closet. The basement has just been finished along with the attic. It also has a new Trex deck, a great yard, and a detached garage. That's a 4-bedroom. You really have to go to jruddy.com to look at the pictures to appreciate this house. That's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath home at 2014 North Washington Avenue in Scranton for $279,000. And that's listed by Phoebe Keating of our office.
Thank you, Pat. Shout out to Marianne Collins, who loves listening to our show. Marianne is a legal assistant at Roaring Brook Abstract Company, and she let me know by email, so I really appreciate Marianne listening to our show, and have a great weekend. And we're out of time. Thanks for tuning into the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Remember to catch us next weekend, Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m. on 94.3 FM The Talker.